This is Overtime with Terrence and Leon.
So, Coach, here we are again, 2025-26 season, and we're at sectionals. Tell us a little bit about how your team got to this point and where they are right now.
We're 19-3. I would think most people would say that our schedule has been pretty tough. We've played a lot of 3As, a lot of 2As, a lot of really good 1As. And for the first time since, I think, 2008, played a 4A last Friday night. Needed a game, had lost Milan and Switzerland County for the week, so Columbus East played us this week. It's been good. And it started out where it was almost like we didn't really gel. And we were really missing Addison Lambert from last year. And we were having trouble scoring. And we were maybe playing, I don't want to say down to competition, but what the competition was like, that's kind of how we were playing. And it was kind of frustrating, I think, for us as a coaching staff and the girls. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like around Christmas time when we played in the Newcastle tournament, when we played a really good Hamilton Heights team and played Franklin County for a second time this year, things kind of changed at that point in time, and we've played really well since late December.
So, Coach, when you look at the postseason is now here, what would you say the few things are that gives you a fundamental confidence or belief that you guys are ready for the postseason?
We talked about this yesterday morning when we practiced on Saturday. Coach Samples always wants us to score more points, and he wants us to be in the 60s. And I think we're a team that tries to play as fast as we can without turning that thing over a lot. But we get ourselves into a lot of grinded out games. And I told them yesterday, as a team, it amazes me how tough and resilient and how good they are when things do get tough for them. I think that's going to play well for next week. I think that we're a very experienced team. I think that we're a team that has had some success in regular season and tournament, and a lot of those same players and kids have experienced that. So hopefully us being able to grind out wins and be tough and gut things out is going to play well for us next week.
So, Coach, I mean, obviously there's, the elephant in the room is you guys are good, and you're good again, and people are expecting you to make a deep run. What has this team showed you that would tell you, I think they're more ready this year than maybe we were last year?
That's a good question. And I'm not sure that I can answer that because, we were good last year, and we had a good season last year, and then the sectional happened, and we played two pretty good games leading up to that championship game. And we were probably the underdogs going into the championship game against Shaw. Won that game, and then I think there's a lot of people that would tell you we should have won that regional game, that we were the better team, but we weren't the better team that day. I would go back to telling you that we set the schedule up this year so that we were trying to, number one, give them all kinds of great experiences that we could give them. And number two, we were setting them up so that we could not be any more ready when Wednesday night hits. And then I've seen them play really well against some really good teams, ranked teams, bigger teams than us, stronger teams than us. And Trinity Lutheran they're probably saying the same thing in Seymour, that they've had a great season. They should advance in the tournament. They have a better Sagarin than us. They're ranked higher than us. And just so happens with the draw, here's two really good teams playing each other on Wednesday night.
I hate that. I've never been a fan of the blind draw because I think Terrence and I have talked about it's like, what does the regular season mean if you go to a blind draw? And I'm not asking you to get into that tonight. But when you talk about this team and talk about the makeup of this team, what have you seen as the largest area of growth? And I know you said this year, the way you built the schedule, what have you seen as far as that would make you think this team has really improved here? What would you hang your hat on?
Well, I think another thing is, and you and I have talked about this before, I've talked to Terrence about this before, we're not necessarily a bunch of basketball players, which is okay. Coach Samples doesn't like that much. Me coming from East Central, I understand that because a lot of my former players were football guys. So a lot of these kids that we're coaching, they're really good soccer players. And then there's a couple of them that are really good volleyball players. We got a couple of basketball players. But what I would tell you is the spring and the summer, and even last year, and then the whole process this year, I think the 6-8 people that we're playing a lot, they have gotten better as basketball players and in skill development. And I told them again this yesterday morning as we started practice doing dribbling drills and doing passing drills and step into the ball drills. We want to take these things and take them to Wednesday night, take them to game situations, but we're still doing fundamental stuff because we still have to be fundamentally sound and we still got to get better fundamentally.
So Coach, every team, every year has its own feel, has its own identity. What is the identity of this year's team?
I would go back again to telling you that in my personal opinion, especially over the last month, I think that we're tough. I think that there hasn't, they've been thrown into a lot of different scenarios and situations. Most of the time, they overcome those situations. Last week, we got down 11 points in the first quarter to Indian Creek. They fought back. Yeah. It was a night when nobody else in southeastern Indiana was playing. We hadn't done anything since Friday, but we were getting to play a game against a quality opponent when we really needed it. And it wasn't pretty, but they did a lot of good things to win that game.
Yeah. So good, being the postseason, when you're in the gym, sections is going on, it feels like every shot is just heavy. Every basket made, it feels like it goes with some emotion going through everybody in the gym. When you look at the team, what do you trust most, knowing that there are going to be some pressure moments and we're going to have to make some plays?
Again, we as a staff and talking to the kids about this, because and I'll give you an example, Claire Neese would rather play in a gym of 10 people than 2,000 people. She doesn't like it. Yeah. And we've talked about that because we were playing Triton Central on a full house on their pink out game. There was a big crowd in the regional last year against South Decatur. What I tell them is when I try to run as like a half a marathon guy, I'm doing it for myself. I don't care who's there. I don't know who's there, but I'm trying to focus on what I need to do.
Right.
I'm trying to coach the same way in a practice that I am in a game. And I think sometimes I offend people because I don't even know they're there at a game. But you got to be focused and you got to go to the next play. If you turn it over, it's okay. Bust your butt back, get into play. It's going to be okay. Because the other team, the Trinity Lutherans, the Hausers, the Shaws, they're feeling the same thing. It's a pressure-packed, high-intense situation for everyone. How you going to handle it?
Yeah. So when you think about this group and you talk about them being ready to compete, and you've got a veteran team when it comes to basketball game experience. Tell me about some of the girls that you can rely on to say, I know they're going to bring this to the game because they've done it all year long.
And 3 years long. Because Coach Samples and I got here 3 years ago. A lot of the kids that are playing for us right now were incoming freshmen at that time. And then you've got Rachel, and you've got Maddie, and you've got Nora, who were incoming sophomores at the time. So, that's what I feel really good about. They know what we want to do.
Right.
they know what the expectations are. They know that they're going to have a scouting report in front of them, that they're going to watch tape. And I think there's a lot of trust between everybody involved that they know they're well coached and they know what they expectations are and what they have to do to win a game. One of the other things that we talked about was how we felt that Saturday when we walked out of that gym at Southwestern last year. And what I asked them to think about was either win your last game this year or walk out of the gym knowing that a better team beat you.
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now.
When you talk about like composure and you talk about the details of the game, you just mentioned scouting report. How has this team kind of matured and shown you that they can manage those types of things?
They ask great questions. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure like what happened before, player-wise, coaching-wise, strategy-wise. I don't know a lot. I watched a little bit of tape before that year before I got the job, but like they have notebooks. Mm-hmm. We wheel the whiteboard out and we draw stuff up. You know, we talk about things. They take notes while they're watching tape. I gave them some homework yesterday morning that they need to come back to me with about Trinity Lutheran tomorrow. Like again, these 6, 8 that are playing for us a lot, they know what the expectations are. And they're really good at it. They're smart kids, and they want to win.
Yeah. Your juniors and seniors, what have they brought to this program? And like you said, not just last year, over the past 3 years.
And you know, like I would go back and tell you, it's also Kate Weber and Sadie Waxman and Ellie Ryan and Addison Lambert, Gabby Cullen. Like those have been our 2 senior classes before Rachel, Maddie, and Nora. And like I think all of those 8, and then you can start going down the list with the underclassmen, because they've been around for those 3 years, or most of them have, except our freshmen and our sophomores. The entire time, all those kids have meant a lot to this program and to me. Yeah. And like my first 3, you know, quick little story, I usually meet with them in the summer and over Christmas break. Mm-hmm. And we just get together and I buy pizza and we talk and see how they're doing. And last year, I told them, I said, you may think this is corny, but I gave them a piece of the net from last year, those first 3 seniors. Did they appreciate it? I hope so. But that's what they meant to us and this program. Yeah. So I hope they kind of got that's why I was giving it to them.
What would you say these upperclassmen, let's focus on the seniors. And I've known Rachel, I was her first travel coach, so I kind of got a special feeling for Rachel. But what has this senior class meant to you in this program? And let's talk about each one of them.
Okay, love to. Nora Haverkos is one of the kids in my entire coaching career. I've never seen anybody play as hard as she does. Give up her body. She's on the floor all the time. She does the dirty work for us. She got like almost 20 rebounds in the regional game last year as a junior. And she's averaging about a double-double this year. I told her in our exit meetings last year, like I think if I would say, hey, Nora, let's go jump off that bridge, she may do it with us. Yeah. Like that's where she's at. We're gonna miss her. Maddie Ryan has gotten to be a cross-country person and a track person and coached by a state champion, a great coach, I'm sure. And Ellie, her sister, like she's top 5 in scoring in OA history. Maddie hasn't probably gotten to play as much as Maddie would like to play, but I'm telling you, she shows up every day. She's got a great attitude. She wants to be a part of the team. She's always looking at me in my eyes and her eyes, and like, she's just a great kid. Yeah. Nora's going to go to Miami. Maddie's going to go to Purdue. Both of them probably not going to pay much at all. So very, very smart kids. Rachel's going to get to play college basketball at up by South Bend. I'll think of it here in a minute.
St. Mary's?
Not St. Mary's. It's there's an Ivy League school by the same name of it. I'll get it here in a minute. But she's going to play college basketball. She's just scored her 1,000 point. She at times rebounds the ball really well for us. There's been times in the last 3 years where sometimes she's our second best ball handler. She's always got the person that's the best post player defensively. She's great in Coach Samples' little 2-2-1 in that second row. Like, she gets a lot of steals. And she's been doing all this and also playing volleyball, also going to the state finals in track where she throws the discus and shot put. I mean, she's been banged up. She's been injured. She's just, but she wants to be a basketball player. We're going to miss all three of them. But, 15 points and 6 or 8 rebounds, she's huge.
What do you think your program will miss when they leave?
I think in my experience of being a high school basketball coach, you can look at it from one of either two ways. You always know that you're not going to have them very long, and you appreciate the time that you have with them, and you try to make them as good as they can be, basketball wise, and then also as a person. But the change is always something. As a high school basketball coach, you know that that's coming. You know that you're going to have to replace those people. But again, like with Kate and Ellie and Sadie, I see them back here all the time. They're around a lot. I meet with them, we talk. Just hopefully that those three will still be a huge part of Oldenburg Academy and Oldenburg Academy basketball would be a hope and a wish that I would have.
Bruins Guts Willer is the right choice for your next construction project. We strive to deliver unparalleled service to our clients by focusing on craftsmanship and quality. Our core values of integrity, professionalism, and fair pricing all but ensures our clients receive the best possible experience. Whether it's commercial construction, remodeling an existing space, or even building a luxurious home, we offer a comprehensive suite of construction management services. So before you break ground, give us a call at 812-934-2105. Bruins Guts Willer, building a better future for southeastern Indiana for over 100 years.
Leon, one of the things that I like most about working and living in Batesville, it's the community. Batesville has a little something for everyone, and FCN Bank is the exact same way. Whether it's my personal or business needs, FCN offered me an array of banking products and services that would fit my every banking need. Don't take my word for it. You should check it out yourself at www.fcnbank.com. FCN Bank, building stronger communities. Member FDIC.
So, Coach, when we talk about this sectional, obviously you got to win game one. What's the path like for us to be back here next Sunday night talking about the next step?
I think, and you could probably find this a few other times around the state right now with this draw. Like, you're talking about 2 top 6 probably ranked teams in the state of Indiana that are going to knock heads on Wednesday night. So we just played them 2 weeks ago here at our place. It was a great game. We probably had a 10 or 11 point lead and probably could have jumped it up a little bit, but then they cut into it. They cut it back down to 3. It was a great game. I thought a lot of our preparation and things that we wanted to do, the kids executed really, really well. They're probably going to be a little mad at me tomorrow because like one of the homework assignments that they had was to make revisions to our last scouting report. And like my scouting report that I finished today and sent to Coach Samples, it's like 6 pages long. He usually types them up for me. But, you know, like we feel like there's some things that we got to do better and that we got to clean up to win that game. Even though we thought we played really, really well, they're going to make adjustments. Yeah. He's a good coach. They're a good team. They have one really, really special player that we have to do better on.
Right.
So that's number one. We got to win Wednesday night to play Friday night. I think Friday night we would be looking at a Hauser team who has a pretty good record. And then in the other bracket, if Shaw's healthy, they beat us the second game of the season. And they have a girl named Barron that averages about 30 points a game.
Oh.
And she is really, really good.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was the sectional championship game last year. It was Oldenburg Academy versus Shaw Memorial. We would take that.
Yeah.
If you asked me on Sunday night to have that on Saturday, I would take that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go give them everything we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Coach, man, is this year 35 for you?
This is my 35th year in education, and this is my 35th year coaching. I was a varsity basketball coach at East Central boys for 24 years, and this is my 3rd year here. So I've been a varsity basketball coach for 27 of those 35.
Explain to us a little bit about what it's like going into the postseason, coaching girls versus coaching boys.
To be completely honest with you, the boys and girls part, 0 differences.
Wow.
The part that probably is a little different is here with this team and how good we've been the last 3 years. And even though we're probably not the favorite, we were never as good at East Central boys going into a sectional with Bloomington South, Bloomington North, Columbus East, and Columbus North. And then you throw in the Shelbyvilles and the Franklins.
Right.
It was always us believing that we could win, but it was going to be awful tough for us to win that sectional. Here, it's more like you're expected to win.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I think people could assume that feels different.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't really, because I always assume we're going to win and I want to win, and that's what the goal is. But I would say that's the bigger difference than the boys and the girls part.
Yeah. So I'm going to end it with this, and this is really on a personal level. What has it meant to you as the coach of the girls Twisters team to have a group that stayed committed to the process and knowing you have a really good shot to continue playing throughout this month?
It's a great question. And what I would tell you is, like, in my opinion, it starts at the top with Annette Hunger and Angie Palmer and Michael Higdon, who hired me. Like, I can't ever thank them enough. And then you can start talking about Brian Samples and Chelsea Hitchcock and all of our parents and all of our kids, because, like, it's a really good place to be, in my opinion. They're great parents. They're great kids. I have a great coaching staff. I have great administrators. Like, I think this place is like really, really cool and neat, and I like this place.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's easy to feel that way when people feel that way about you.
Well,
but I will also tell you, like, I believe that, like, our kids are like totally bought in and committed to like what we're trying to do, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I know I would always send you text messages saying this kid is coming and this is what she's like, blah blah blah. But man, every one of your kids is a kid that, not everyone, any of those kids around here that I've coached, they're special kids.
They are, and their parents are great.
Their parents are great parents. Yeah.
It's. I told them this yesterday. Like, I want to spend as much more time as I can with them during this season.
Yeah.
Please let it be a week. 2 weeks would be awesome. 3 weeks, please give that to me now. And if I can go 4 weeks with you guys, let's do it.
I want you to send a message to Rachel and Gina. We didn't make that bet with them this year.
I know.
They're going to win.
I know. I think we've got a really good team.
Good.
And we're gonna, I think our kids will do what we ask them to do to the best that they can do that. And we'll just let the game play out, because that's why you play the game. Yeah.
Well, Coach, hey, good luck.
Thank you.
And again, man, I hope the three of us are sitting here again next week.
I would love that, Terrence.
And I get to ask you some more questions. I'm going to get real personal then.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
This has been an Overtime Media original production, presented by Bronze Gutzwiller and FCN Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. We are profoundly grateful for the support of all of our sponsors, including Daisy's Doggy Daycare and H&R Block. Your continued support is key to our success. So until next time, be sure to like, rate, and subscribe. And as always, be a friend and tell a friend about Overtime Media.